Alright, what's up guys? Ajax227 here again to do another video for you. And let me just start off by saying I probably will not be making another video comparing an old wrestler to a new wrestler of today, because apparently a lot of people take offense to that, if you didn't know. So me saying that CM Punk is better than The Rock, since it's not then, they corrected my grammar as well, which is fine. But saying that is big taboo. Can't say that. Nope. Rock is the best thing in the world. Whatever, he had no faults, all that. He was the best, whatever. And CM Punk, he's nothing. And that's how much it is. That's how it is. You put Rock on a big pedestal, and then nobody compares. And that's fine. I still think he's overrated. You can't change my opinion on that. He's still overrated to me. Regardless if I watch the Attitude Era or not. There's a thing called YouTube, and I've seen enough of his promos to get a general idea of how it was. And people will say, well, we lived during the Attitude Era and we watched it during the Attitude Era, and you only YouTube it, so it's not the same thing. What's the difference? If I didn't see it then and I'm seeing it now, that means it's new to me right now, since it's my first time seeing it, right? Exactly. So like I said, it's my opinion, and if you can't respect my opinion, then simply don't watch the videos, bro. It's that simple. Of course, I'm not going to say everything that you agree with, and that's the point. It's the reason I made this channel, to give you a different view and a different perspective on things in wrestling, instead of just the same old bullshit that everybody else says. But other than that, I'm going to get to the actual topic of this video, which is something that a lot of you wrestling fans say. And some of you might be offended by this. But it's true. The big slogan between a lot of people who watches wrestling and who complain all the time about WWE is, I want wrestling, or we want wrestling. And it's not true. You don't want wrestling. You don't want what I want. Because I started watching WWE in late 2004 for the wrestling. Chris Benoit, William Regal, Eddie Guerrero, the actual wrestling matches. Those were my favorite wrestlers when I started watching in late 04. It wasn't John Cena, Triple H, all these other guys. I didn't care about them. I was watching Saturday Night Velocity, and I was watching matches between William Regal and Chris Benoit. And that's what got me hooked into wrestling. And now, of course, the storylines and the promos and all that, those are good too, and that's entertaining as well. But it's not the reason why I tune in every week or watch it on YouTube if I'm at work. Because I actually like the wrestling aspect of the business. And this is the thing that you hear most from a wrestling fan. It's like, I want wrestling, or we want wrestling. That's the biggest thing that you hear them say. And it's not true. That was proof from last week, or just this past Monday actually. After the whole Money in the Bank thing, and Vince McMahon wanted to crown a new WWE champion, and they had the 8-man tournament, and it was nothing but wrestling matches. And what were people doing? Saying that this was the worst Raw ever. So anticlimactic from last night, and why are they doing this? No storyline improvement. But that's wrestling. That's what you said you want. You say, I want wrestling, or we want wrestling, and they're giving you wrestling, and you're complaining about it. You know why? Because you don't want wrestling. You want a good storyline, good promos, something that you can emotionally invest yourself into, but not so much wrestling. Wrestling comes last after all that to most wrestling fans, which is dumb. That's why I say, why do you say I want wrestling? You don't want wrestling. You want it to be like the Attitude Era, where they cuss. You know, you want the chair shots to the head, you want the blood, and you want all that bullshit, which is fucking overrated. You know, the only reason the PG era is bad now is because the storylines are shit and there's no character development. Simply because they don't give chair shots, or they don't have blood, or they don't have sex, makes it bad. No, that's not what it is. Because TV PG can be just as entertaining as the Attitude Era. Oh my god, did I just say that? Yes, I did. TV PG has potential to be entertaining, if not more entertaining than the Attitude Era. The only problem is you don't have the same storylines, the same emotional investment, the same character development that you had in the Attitude Era. That's why the Attitude Era was better than the PG Era now. They cared more during the Attitude Era. They don't care now. And you see them starting to care now with this whole angle going back with CM Punk and Vince McMahon and Triple H, and people are saying, oh my god, this is just like the Attitude Era. You know, this reminds me of an angle that happened in the Attitude Era, and that's why. Because they're starting to care again. They're starting to give you what you want. Because they realize that the shit that they've been cranking out for the past 6-7 years isn't working. That's why. They're not bringing TV 14 back. And they shouldn't. Because they don't make any money off of it. TV PG means that you can have the entire family and you can have more fans. That's how you get new fans with little kids. And then they grow up and they watch it and, you know, they show it to their kids. And I know I'm sounding very hypocritical, but because I've said shit like this in my last video, but it's all dawned on me. You know? It's okay for it to be TV PG. You are associating a TV rating with an actual product, which you can't do. Just because it's PG doesn't mean it's shitty. The only reason that it's shitty is because they don't care, and they're starting to care now. I'm hoping you guys are understanding what I'm saying, because I still feel like people are going to say, oh my god, you're an idiot, how dare you say that the PG era is better than the Attitude Era. That's what I feel like I'm going to get in my comments, but that's not what I'm saying. The general thing that I'm saying, guys, is the PG era, or whatever era you want to call it, can be entertaining as well. You know, you don't have to say we want the Attitude Era back or this bullshit, because you don't. You just want to be entertained. You know, don't say things like I want wrestling or we want wrestling or I want the Attitude Era back, because that's not what you want. You want to be entertained. Say that. Say I want to be entertained. Don't say I want wrestling. Don't say I want the Attitude Era back. Say I want to be entertained. I want to have emotional investment. I want to have character development. I want to have good storylines. I want to have a reason to watch wrestling again. That's what you want. And that's what you need to realize. But I am very pleased in what WWE is doing now with this whole CM Punk, Triple H, Vince McMahon angle. It's very entertaining, of course, to me, since it's my first time seeing it. It's very entertaining to me, and I'm hoping WWE doesn't drop the ball on this and it actually leads to something better and something the company needs, because then I'll be entertained. But that's all I have for you today, guys. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'll talk to you later.